Right on. That was Scars from Rain. Now that was an effing, it's good. That was a fucking rocking tune. I mean, like that was amazing. I got so into that, and bits and pieces actually reminded me of old Stained, and that was badass as hell. That was like, such a fantastic, like heavy rock tune. Fucking right, Scars from Rain.
Isn't that pumping? It's such a good tune. Like we played a great tune actually. I can't remember what it's called now, but a great tune from the EP last week. And this takes it up a notch. This was the single, I think. I don't know. I think they sent two versions. I don't know if that's the single version or not, or even what the difference is really. I didn't pay, that much difference between the 10 seconds that were knocked off the single version of it. But basically, you can see why, because that's the one that goes out there and goes, this is what we're all about, come and have a look. And you go, oh, okay then. And it's just like, it's pumping and it's really heavy. Had a lovely bit of wire in, which Brian and I were just like, yeah. The other thing I will say is it's all credit to you, Dr. Bones, because I know what's coming next. And I know how well you put this playlist together, because that ties in so nicely with the next tune. And that is quite an achievement, and you are excellent at that. So well done. Pat on the back for you, sir.
Right on.
Yeah, that was such a great tune. I mean, man, if you don't want to just get up and kick the couch over, oh my God, it was just such a great tune. And the cool thing was that as a guitar player, as you were tuning into it, you were like, okay, that's really cool. All right, that sounds great. Holy crap, that sounds amazing. All right, now it's like, give me something to break, because like that's just amazing. Like, it was funny because even as Mike and I were listening, we were like, all right, there's the wah check. And then the pinch harmonic I think it just blew up one of my headphones. It was just so tight and just so loud. It was great. I loved it. I was like, oh my God, this is fantastic. And, just the tone of it, they have a really good dialed in tone too. And there's no reason why that particular song shouldn't be on mainstream radio right now, because it is an amazing tune and it is absolutely fantastic. So totally digging it. And I think maybe last week, I think these guys had a softer song that we might have reviewed, and it was amazing. I think we were jumping around about the tone on that one too, if I remember right. They had a really good song last week that we played.
I'm pretty sure you're right. And
we definitely played the track. I can't remember. There is a softer one. I've got a feeling you're right.
I'm trying to remember which one it was. All good, but let's get to the final track of the night. And the final track of the night is a band that was a submission by Brian, One Man Standing. So go for it, Brian.
This track is from the band White and Gray, which is a fantastic band out in northeastern Pennsylvania. Their EP is available on iTunes, and it's called the Relapse EP. And this particular song is the title track to that EP, which has just 5 really great songs on it. Chaz and I, Chaz Perugino is the mastermind to White and Gray. And he also worked with me. Together we did the Michael Jordan Tattoo single that just dropped. And it's a great metal band, and it's got really, really good songwriting in it. And all around it, just the whole EP is fantastic. So this is the title track from the Relapse EP. This one is Relapse.
Well, here we go with White and Gray, Relapse.
She screams as I'm walking away. mistakes we're meant to learn. But the road is dark and we're not sure which way to turn. Sometimes you feel like giving up, and then there's times you feel your best is not enough. Take what you're given and don't question life, 'cause you can't change a thing. Please stay, she screams as I'm walking away. She said don't leave me, but I've got no other choice. Relax, I swore I would never look back. I've gotta move on and get myself away from it all. Please stay, she screams as I'm walking away. She said don't leave me, but I've got no other choice. Relapse, I swore I would never look back. I've gotta move on. Please stay, she screams as I'm walking away. She said don't leave me, but I've got no other choice. Relapse, I swore I would never look back. I've gotta move on and get myself away from it all. Please stay, she screams as I'm walking away. She said don't leave me, but I've got no other choice. Relapse, I swore I would never look back. I've gotta move on and get myself away from it all.
White and Gray with Relapse. Now that was a kick-ass tune to me. I really enjoy the vocals and very reminiscent of like early 90s alternative, and I just love the kind of deep melodic tone to it. It really kind of stood out, like really got into it.
Mate, that guitar solo, like, if you're a guitarist and you're listening to that, you're like, oh, really? You monkey. It's just like, what? How does someone just come out with like, oh, I know, I'll do this little bluesy bit, and then I'll shred a bit, and then I'll do something really tonally awesome, and then I'll just be slashed for 10 minutes. That was just brilliant. I really, really love White and Grey. That's why I was so excited when you played Scars from Rain and then White and Grey afterwards, because I think the two tie together brilliantly and give this fantastic crescendo to part one. You know, if you're listening to this and you know, this is what New Music Saturday is all about, you will love part two and part three tonight as well. I have not got enough good things to say about White and Grey. I thought it was brilliant.
Yeah, I absolutely. I had the pleasure of hearing that as it was being recorded and produced and everything. And as every track came to me, I was like, "Wow, that's a great track, man. That should be the single." And then you bring another one to me, and I'd be like, "Oh man, that's a great track too. That one should be the single." And by the time everything was all said and done, there was 4 or 5 songs there that were there, and I'm like, "Man, every one of them is great. How the hell do you do that?" And it was really, really good stuff. Now, he is still working, and he did tell me last week he's actually putting together all the acoustic versions of the songs. I did, in the initial submission that I sent over, I did include one for another song that we haven't played yet. So there's the acoustic one sitting there, but
That's right.
he did tell me that he is coming out with acoustic versions of that, and he will make sure that we get them first and foremost.
Right on. So that's going to do it for part 1 of NMS. We'll be back for part 2 in about 5-10 minutes. Until then, Bones out. We'll be right back.